Thanks for joining us right now at 5:30. First up for you tonight, a pretty rude awakening after a tornado touchdown in Coventry this morning. In fact, it's the fourth twister in our state this year.
And our meteorologist brought you team coverage this morning on the storm. We now turn it over to meteorologist Connor Lewis, who was able to see the aftermath firsthand. And Connor, how bad is the damage there?
Well, we're talking about a lot of tree damage. So we're in a wooded area in Coventry and Tolland County, and next to me, you can see one tree. So this got uprooted, right? And then right next to it, you can see that this tree was uprooted as well, but at a different angle. So that's indicative of tornadoes where they're falling in different directions from the circulation. And trying very carefully not to get into this 3-foot pond that's emerged in the roots of this tree. And then way behind me, you can see that an oak tree was also suffering some tree damage as well. Winds were gusting and maxing at 75 miles per hour from the storm, so causing a lot of tree damage in the area.
Locals in Coventry say around 4 this morning, they woke up to what sounded like a freight train. When they looked outside, they say they saw trees crashing down.
It went crazy.
Michael Loria says minutes after he got a tornado warning on his phone, he went to take a look at his yard. And to his surprise, everything was calm.
The air was totally dead. I went to the back slider, and it was very, very eerie. Once the warning came, the air was just so dead. And then all of a sudden, it just went. Yeah. It was scary.
The EF-0 tornado touched down at 4:10 a.m. and lasted for about 90 seconds over a path of 3/4 of a mile.
The wind started, and the pelting started, and the trees started coming down, and it wasn't a good morning. It wasn't a good 3 minutes.
We've had storms and things, but never that intense.
Trees snapped in different directions, and the damage was not continuous. This was evidence used by the Boston branch of the National Weather Service to rate the tornado.
I have about a half a dozen in my yard that fell behind my house. In other words, and then my neighbor next door, he probably has 6 to 8 trees, big trees that came down. Looks like it almost landed, in other words, there.
The tornado touched down near the intersection of South and Puckett Streets, traveling east-northeast and crossed Flanders Road.
In the middle of the night, you just don't know what's going on. It's pitch black, and you're at the mercy of whatever's going on.
It was a terrible way to start the day, but neighbors are considering themselves lucky. Despite all the tree damage, no homes were severely damaged, just some power lines. And most importantly, there were no injuries.
We're just lucky. Very, very lucky.
And it's raining moderately right now in Coventry, plus a tornado this morning. It just continues the trend of dreary and dangerous weather that we've had all summer. By the way, a tip, if there is a threat of a tornado, you want to be in the interior of your home, away from windows. For most folks, that is typically going to be a bathroom. I'm live in Coventry. Connor Lewis, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.